This is Woody from Obadiah's. Going to show you mainly the secondary combustion and the way the firebox burns. Anyhow, to start the stove is nice. You can open up the door, let a lot of air in. There's a couple controls on the ESSE. Now that the stove's going, like I said, I had to figure out that there was a problem with this stove. I wasn't overburning. So I just put a new door gasket. The gasket's kind of tight now. Showed you how in the last video to check your door gasket. So what I'm doing is I sealed off the stove with this tape underneath. That's the main draft. And you can actually shut the stove down. This is your air wash system. I had the stove burning, it burned out last night. So that's the extent of how dirty the glass got when the stove was completely shut down. You can see how that thing is just shut right down. Now the idea is you should be able to shut the stove completely off if you've sealed everything up. I still have an air leak somewhere, and I'm pretty sure it's the glass. I'm going to replace the glass gasket, and I'm going to replace the stove glass or gasket. And this is how you find out if you've got a problem with your stove. Ways that you can test it to find out, is it leaking air? The object is to have a airtight stove, because that's how you're going to get super long burn times. That's how you're going to achieve your secondary combustion. So you need to be able to control your oxygen. You don't get that point until you get the stove good and hot. It's reaching, optimal heating temperature or operational temperature. It's got a good bed of coals in it. You've already gone through one load of wood, so the stove's been running for a while. That's when you're going to start hitting your secondary combustion. You start putting in your logs over the coals, and then just start throttling it down, and you'll have a nice blue flame up in the top. So we're going to get to that place here eventually. Right now we just lit the stove, it's heating up, and that's pretty much it. You can see once you shut that, you can really have control over the stove, how much oxygen's going in. That just shut down a bunch of the flame. It just popped open again. So anyhow, we'll come back here shortly. You'll see the stove in the next phase of its burn when it starts entering into the secondary combustion. So shut this light off for you, and you can probably see the burn a little better. And it's pretty cool how it burns. It's a really good stove. So there's a little technology in the firebox. It's not just a box with a hole in it. So they've got things figured out pretty good. So as that burns out, it'll start heating up. The stove will, and essentially it'll burn kind of like it is right now. You get enough embers and coals. Then you enter into the secondary combustion cycle. So anyhow, Woody from Obadiah's Wood Stoves, testing out the ESSE Ironheart and looking at the burn system on the stove. Bye.